Hello, everyone, and welcome to one of our new series, Dan Reacts. I'm Dan Cotton, the host of the Cheer Biz podcast. I'm a competitive cheer coach who owns a gym in Beaverton, Oregon called Oregon Dream Teams. I coach our level 6 team as well as our level 4 team. I also coach business owners across the United States. And today we are going to be reacting to a cheer video. We are going to be watching TGLC from Cheersport of 2025. I haven't watched the routine yet this season, so this is going to be my honest reaction to their performance without any preconceived notions. I haven't watched it before, and we're just going to be diving into it. Now, just so you know, I'm going to be stopping the video throughout at different points in time to give you input. We're not just going to watch the whole thing start to finish. I'm going to stop when I see something really amazing or comment on it. Now, everything I'm using is open source information off of YouTube. I'm not using any sort of subscription model to view this stuff, and I'm going to be altering the work as needed. But here we go. All right. So here is Gun Large Coed. They won this event, and this is my first time watching their routine. I'm super excited to see it. All right. Let's click on play. All right. So they're just set as here's one of the things I just want to talk about right here. Look down here. Look at all of these people filming. Now, I know I'm criticizing all the people filming because I'm watching someone who filmed, but look at all these. Every single one of these things is a camera. This drives me bonkers. Come on, people, put your phone down and enjoy the performance. Support these kids, cheer for them. You can't clap with a phone in your hand. And I know they get plenty of cheers, but this is just one of the things that kind of drives me bonkers about cheerleading is we spend so much time watching the routines through our phones. So we're filming. I don't know about you, but when I'm filming my athletes at practice or trying to film something and I'm watching it through my eyes, the next thing I notice is I'll like look up and my phone's now filming the ceiling or filming the floor because I lost what I was focused on. So put down the phones, enjoy this performance. I guarantee you, I haven't even watched it yet, and I guarantee you it's going to be amazing. All right, so the athletes are set. Fun little opening there, that like show and go section. And I got to call out the basket toss. Top Gun is the creators of a lot of the basket tosses we see in level 6. And that kick double was just gorgeous. And it may have been even a kick double. I was watching the transition there. But just look at how beautiful that hitch kick double is. Just absolutely technically perfect. Beautiful one to fulls, very well timed. And I love that. I love the beautiful toss cupies or toss awesomes, I guess, since they have their left arm up. On the side, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 toss awesomes. So they've met their partner stunt requirement on the varsity score sheet. Now, because of the way the varsity score sheet is designed, they don't have to throw another partner stunt in this routine. Now, when they go to Worlds, it will help them. And I think we're going to probably see them partner stunt more. One of the things that's been really cool about watching TGLC's progression as a program is about 3 years ago, we saw them kind of shift their emphasis to focusing on like doing legit partner stunts. And before it was, they did kind of the bare minimum. Maybe they did a full up, but they didn't really push the envelope. And we've started to see Top Gun in general pushing the envelope and then pushing that into the senior division, which is something I really respect as a program that does a lot of partner stunning in our routines. Beautiful tumbler across the front. You're going to see a lot going on in this routine. Love large co-ed routines. I competed large co-ed for a few years with my program. I love big teams. It's just my favorite. Full and a half through to kick double, gorgeous, perfect timing on those double whip doubles. And then you have the second set wasn't as clean. You had some bent legs. The first set was gorgeous. I'm sure Victor knows this, but that just stands out to me from like a judging perspective. You've got all this perfection, and then that the one in the middle, a little bit bent legs in the second group on his whip there. It just wasn't the cleanest. Great timing here. Girls to the front. Round of hand doubles. Now we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 full ups. They're not all unassisted though. You have a couple hands on, which is smart. They're making sure they get the points. This does count as an elite skill on the varsity score sheet. even with that little assist, they're still getting those points as long as they have 7 of them. So that was great. Fulls were a little slow. This one on the left that you see the hands on, I'll highlight it. This one over here, that if you can see my cursor, is a little bit of a slow full up. She wants to spin a little faster than that. He actually gets his hands on really fast. Base clearly has very fast hands. He catches it right there. And he's almost turned to the side. In fact, you see almost all of their boys. It's kind of a unique technique where they're turning their entire body to the side. This one far left is the one that spun the slowest. She's almost to the back, hasn't even gotten all the way to the back. So this is just a little moment that I think, again, in person, super impressive. 9 full ups. From a judging perspective, these are elements that they can take away. But just super, super impressive to have 9 full ups going. Really interesting technique to have your boys turning completely to the side and then pivoting and walking it to the front. It's almost like a half and half style, but not quite. And then co-ed rewinds, man, there's a lot of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 co-ed rewinds. Holy moly, that is a lot of rewinds. And I mentioned they're pushing the envelope. Cool thing about this is it can be assisted, an assisted rewind to 2 feet, 2-man. I mean, you can do that as a group stunt and it counts as an elite skill and it has to catch at the top. I actually think a co-ed rewind, when performed well, is easier to catch at the top than a group rewind because you don't have as many hands on it. The co-ed boy, if he just locks out, he's going to keep it at the top. You're going to see a lot less of them, catching at eye level and then pressing back up. It still will happen, but they can be really well done. And these are super awesome. You see a couple of these rewinds are slightly assisted. So this one far right, you see the secondary is helping throw, but here in the middle, there's no assist. It doesn't really matter. And then this one, actually, I don't even think they rewind. Now that I'm looking at them frozen. And this is where watching large routines is so challenging because they're very, very busy. There's so much going on that even as an experienced coach, experienced judge, I didn't see that the first time I watched this that they didn't rewind. And I'm guessing they didn't rewind because it would be completely illegal for her to rewind. Plus, because you can't toe pitch or rewind. Plus, the way her body is angled, she's just going to, I think, do a toss target here, unassisted style, which may have been a game day decision. Again, they're doing more than they need to. So it's like, get the points, don't get the deduction. No real reason to take any additional risk. But man, smack. So good. Love that. Beautiful tumbling across the front. Top Gun is known for having amazing tumblers across their teams, co-ed and all-girl. Really, really well done whip doubles there. One of the things I want to point out is these are with young men tumbling, they can be a little bit more explosive. Their whips, like compared to what I would want a girl doing, their whips are a little bit high. Advantage is that they go full whip double. That is a really hard skill because they're having to twist, spot, stop twisting, and then take off and initiate that twist. And their angles are changing. So coming out of a full, your feet are going to need to be a little bit more underneath you than behind you to punch. So because you're going into a whip. Now that's partially, I think, why you see some higher whips in those. Feet a little bit more underneath you so you can generate momentum in that whip, and then stretching those feet back behind you for the double so you actually take it up. And they do an exceptional job of this. I just really appreciate the legs straight, the feet together, all of that stuff. It's just really great cheerleading. And we've got our girls, 3 to doubles, really clean landings. They're really focused on the sticks. Again, boys, series to doubles, another kick full, absolutely stunning. And look at those jumps, just so fantastic. And what's really impressive about this routine is they're throwing really hard skills, but they're just so in control. They just have so much control over what they're doing. It's just really, really impressive. So just going back to this tumbling, like just perfect timing, easy doubles, and doubles are not easy. Gosh, that kick full is gorgeous. Stunning. Beautiful jumps and freeze. Those freeze moments are so important as a coach and as a judge to see that moment where the routine just hits. Okay. Beautiful hand in hands extended, very hard skill to do cleanly. And they do a really good job of it. This is actually probably what I would say is their most creative sequence. Everything else they've done is relatively straightforward co-ed skills. but they're going to do a straddle over, almost like an old school dirty bird. And then hand in hand, you've got that one that's not doing it. But again, get the points. You don't need it. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they still have 7 going. That's what they need to have on the varsity score sheet. I'm sure they're going to be throwing that skill at Worlds. And then you can see this hand in hand is a unique skill. If you watch, the girls are almost putting their feet down completely. Like they're almost piked over completely before they've even released for the hand in hand. These are all assisted minus, I think, one. They're all assisted in the hand in hand, which actually can make the hand in hand a little bit harder when it's assisted on the handstand portion, because you can get a little bit of inconsistency in pop. They clearly do a very good job of this. Their flyers are super well timed. They're dropping those feet at the right time in the dip and hinging, and they are popping these things through, and then they catch them at the top. Gorgeous flexibility. Those needles are absolutely fantastic. They pull them for the second to show it off, and then they are into their stretches and then kick doubles. Just so impressive. Fun little transition here, all the way to the side, make an asymmetrical formation, hitch, kick, double, hitch, kick, double, hitch, kick, double. They just progressively get higher. Really smart choreography there too. One, it's visually appealing to have different groups going. Also, they have different heights, but the heights of the people throwing at the same time are relatively the same. And that's so important for the overall score on their baskets to make sure they're getting a high execution. Basically the same height, same height, same height. But if you had those all throw at the same time, they wouldn't all be the same height. Cute little transition there. Love this group tumbling out of the corner, round off doubles. Not a big fan of round off twisting skills, but in that circumstance, it makes sense. Those round of handspring doubles of the group boys was a little bit crunched up. So that was probably the least clean tumbling pass we saw from the males there. Just some bent legs, kind of crunched up there on the landings. Little show and go transition, 360 switch up to stretch, or full twisting switch up to stretch. And then let's get into it. TGLC pyramid, they're always legit. Top Gun is one of the programs that first started doing the every 2 counts, you have something going on. That was actually a longer delay and weird little timing section. Clearly got a little bit off there, but still the skills are smacking hard. Overall, very clean skills. That was a fun little transition to hand in hand. I love it. That cartwheel up to immediate arabesque. That is so visually impressive. And the beautiful half twisting waterfalls into their dance. It's a little bit blurry. Sorry, everyone. And dances are not quite as exciting without the music, but that beautiful tumbling coming on and just really well timed. They also use the floor really well in this dance. So I'm going to go back. Let's appreciate the pyramid. I talked a lot about technique of partner stunts. So let's appreciate this ending because I just got excited with it. So here is some cool things that they're doing that you may not have picked up on, or maybe you did. So this is all relatively straightforward, simple stuff. Now that was cool. That little 1.5 to prone that they do in the 2 center groups is really nifty because they go from the ground is when they initiate the brace, and the flyer is it's actually only a single flip. She's doing a back handspring up and then pulling her feet through all the way to a prone. And because that happens from the ground, it's just really cool. It's kind of unexpected. You normally see flips from loads or from different approaches. I haven't personally seen that flip approach before. Also appreciate you've got the boys and co-ed shoulders. That always makes it so you can do more in your pyramids, more groups. And Top Gun, TGLC is known for doing this. And this is a fun little transition. Have seen something like that before, but I love it. Like I said, that was kind of the weirdest part. I'm not even sure. I need to watch it again because it just is odd. I'm not sure if they just got off count, or you kind of have the middle and then 2 sides, and then the outside doesn't even flip. Clearly that was, so they watered down and very intelligently because they won. This is just so cool. I freaking love this section. Whack, 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 boom. And those weren't 180 waterfalls. Those were full twisting waterfalls. Man, so impressive. Gosh, that kick double is gorgeous from that guy off to the left corner. Lots of lifts going on, floor work, footwork, movement. that freeze at the end, they know they smacked it. Such a good routine. All right, I'm gonna stop this right now because we aren't trying to play any sort of copyrighted material. All right, I got to get over to my share screen. So what an amazing routine. Like, you have to respect the athleticism, the choreography, like absolutely fantastic routine. That's one of the coolest things about that division. One of the reasons I always love large co-ed. It's such fun cheerleading, such fun choreography. They can do so many things. Really great job, TGLC. Outstanding routine, outstanding performance. Just breathtaking. Really great cheerleading. I'm super excited to see it clean up. I imagine when they get to Worlds, those little timing issues are going to be well refined and they're going to be dialed in. And those things that were watered down are going to probably be full difficulty. Watering down gets a bad rap in cheerleading sometimes. I know it does from parents and it definitely does from athletes, but like nobody cares. Nobody knows. If you're watering down, you're still getting your scores that you need to get, then who cares? That's all risk and no reward when you're throwing the skill. At that point, you're just competing against your ego. And I had this conversation with my teams this last week. Ego doesn't matter. Like, we're just ego challenging this, and it's not getting us any points. And it's just our personal pride. Now, I love personal pride to drive you and motivate you to get better, but not when it's going to hold you back. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this. This was our first ever. I'm actually filming a number of these, so I'm going to be doing a number more reviews today. I hope you enjoyed this review of TGLC Top Gun Large Coed. Absolutely amazing program, and we look forward to having you on our next review.